All right, so let's get started here. And this is the heart of the matter. You have the world, which is a really wonderful, expansive card. It's indicative of having, starting over and seeing all the possibilities and all the paths that you can pursue, okay? For those who are in a committed relationship, I just feel that this relationship is everything you want, and you are now you're feeling really empowered in that you have the ability to manifest the right things and to achieve greatness with this relationship. So you feel very stable, very fulfilled at this point. For those of you who are single, you're on a verge of a new, basically a new enlightenment where you're actually seeing for the very first time all the possibilities in your life, all the routes that you can take. And you're very optimistic at this point in time in this month on how you want, on who you want to pursue and how you want your love life to be, okay? So it's a very like blank slate type of energy, and you're just imagining all the possibilities out there. So it's a beautiful card to have, for your love sector. What's crossing you is this Five of Pentacles, yes. So it's indicative of lacking in material prosperity. So some of you might be going through financial hardships, and then some of you might be going through a period of low self-esteem. And I feel that with the World card in the upright position, I don't feel that it's a self-esteem issue. It's more of a financial issue. So you might not have the ability to do like the extravagant things and to like purchase grand, items to shower on the person that you love. For those who are single, you might not have the means to really go out there and to meet other people, so that is a little restrictive. So I feel that you have everything here at your disposal. The energy is here for expansion in your love life, but financially you might be a little restricted. So it's kind of a weird dichotomy, and I wish money wasn't such a huge factor, but unfortunately it is. If you want to go out, you have to have the means to do so. But I just feel that even though who are in stable relationship, this is not a huge problem for you, but you do want to have that financial stability in order to move the relationship forward. So we might even have a situation in which you're contemplating, engagement or marriage, but you're lacking the funds to do that. Therefore, you're delaying it, okay? So, which is not a bad thing to do, because it just shows maturity, it just shows long-term planning, which is fine. In the past, we have the sun, and the sun is in the upright position, which is wonderful. So a lot of you might have emerged from a past relationship with a, this is also a very Leo, fiery energy. A lot of you might have emerged from a relationship with a Leo, in which you came into a sense of self-awareness. And then a lot of you might have taken the time off and, to build yourself, build your self-confidence. Therefore, I feel that, this is more indicative of um, financial instability rather than confidence, okay? So this is actually very great. Or you had a relationship in which, you thought the other person was the world, but then unfortunately the relationship ended, and now you're at a new threshold in your life, okay? But you also look back on the past, and you wanted something similar to that, where you felt really, where you felt the passion and the excitement and the success of that relationship. So you're looking for something similar. In terms of what's coming in, I do have the Justice card in the reverse position. So I've got to warn you. First off, for those of you who are single and looking, if there is a Libra coming in, be very, very careful about this man or woman, okay? If there is a Libra that you're thinking about pursuing or is pursuing you, be very, very careful. But, if it's not a person, if it's more of an energy, I just feel that for those who are in coupled relationships, or for those who are coupled or in relationships, I feel that with the energy crossing you with the Five of Pentacles, you feel that life is just not fair, that you're working really hard, but the income is not matching up to your ability. Therefore, you're not able to pursue this, to push forward and bring this relationship to, you know, the next level, like engagement or marriage and things like that, okay? And then for those who are who are single and not in a relationship but are looking around, you feel that the odds are in your favor for some reason. You know, this could be real or imagined, but that you feel that it's just not fair, that others are more endowed than you are for some reason. Therefore, this Justice card is showing up in the reverse position, or the people that you're interested in are just like not receptive towards you. So in that situation, you know, that's when the self-doubt would kick in too. You have a lot of possibilities out there, but your fear, your shyness, and your inability to really sell yourself to the opposite sex when you're in the dating scene, it's kind of dampening your mood a little bit, okay? I just feel that it's going to come on quite strongly this month, in which you're doubting your self-worth just because the people you like are not reciprocating, all right? But also be careful of the Libra, if there's a Libra in your midst who is pursuing you or who you're thinking about pursuing. In terms of your hopes and aspirations, I have the High Priestess, and she's showing up in the reverse position, so this is actually a good card to have in reverse, because the High Priestess is a very spiritual woman, and she is also a very forgiving figure as well. She basically has she left behind the material possessions in, you know, pursuit of spiritual calling. So she understands the way the world works, and she understands people. In the reverse position, at this point, you are very mature. You've grown up, and you hope that you will never be deceived again. You know, so based on everything you've been through, and I feel that you've been in a relationship where it was centered around the other person, rather than centered around you. So you were in an unequal relationship, in that you sacrificed yourself, you invested your time, your resources, your energy to boost up the other person, and that it was never reciprocated. So you're at a wiser stage in your life at this point, and you don't want to go back to those types of asymmetric relationships, okay? And in terms of your this is basically the energies at work. This is under your subconscious, the energies affecting this situation that you're not aware of, okay? So the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Cups is indicative of, you know, your love overflowing, and you do have a lot of emotional abundance around you, okay? And additionally, you have a lot of love to give, and you have a lot to offer to somebody else. So don't let that past relationship scar you. Don't let this self-esteem issue affect your self-worth. And don't let the people in your life, the negative people anyway, tell you how much you're worth. So you do have so much potential at your disposal. You have everything here that you need. And on top of that, you have so much to offer somebody else. So if the wrong people are coming in and rejecting you, just know that they're wrong people for you to begin with, okay? All right, so this is the spiritual advice from the universe regarding this whole situation, okay? And it is the Queen of Cups in the reverse position. So the overall advice that I'm feeling is that I think it's time for you to, I know this is really, it's hard to do, and it's easier said than done, but I'm just going to say it. It's time for you to stop wallowing in your self-pity and self-doubt, okay? So it's time for you to turn this lady upside down so that she can, you know, go out into the world and give her love and affection. And I feel, you know, I don't like this poverty card, and I feel, you know, in this situation too, it deals with self-confidence. So you feel that you're not good enough, and you feel that you will never have what you want, and it's basically a self-fulfilling prophecy, because in the process you're not getting yourself out there, you're underselling yourself, and you're settling for bad people. or you're meeting the wrong types of people because you don't exude the confidence that you need to attract the right types of people. Okay, so just get out there and build up your self-confidence, because in the reverse position like this, it's a very it's like a somebody who's abusing, you know, the victim mentality at this point. Okay, you have everything here, you have everything to build the world that you want, so you need to overcome this the self-esteem, overcome the past, and rebuild yourself, make yourself whole again, so you can attract the right types of people in your life. Okay, in terms of your external environment, this is the same thing. You know, they say opposites attract, but bad people, you know, tend to gravitate towards weaker people that they can dominate too. So the Tower in the reverse position is in your external environment, you're going to deal with a lot of people who have a lot of baggage too, who whose lives are in like disarray, who are going through a lot of upheavals, but they haven't taken the time to basically process these things and move on. So they're not ready for relationships, and they're not ready for relationships, and they're just going through life without introspection, without, you know, reflecting on their past actions and how that have affected their current life situation. So you have to get rid of this type of poverty mentality in order to recognize these people, recognize their symptoms, and avoid them altogether. Okay, because you're going into relationships or those around you are that might be your potential partners. They come from very toxic environments. Okay, so be careful about that. And oh, I forgot to for those of you in, you know, partner relationships. Okay, just know that your partner loves you regardless. So no matter how much you make, you know, no matter how you feel about yourself, it's all in your head. Okay, your partner is still with you for a reason. So you just kind of have to like stop um, getting stuck in this type of unhealthy, you know, self-enforcing pattern in which you think you're not worthy. Okay, so let go of this victim mentality and actively work towards your relationship, because you do have a lot to offer the other person, so don't forget that. All right, and then for those of you who are a couple too, with this Tower situation, it's in the reverse position. So I just feel in this situation it's going to be like, oh my gosh, another thing I have to deal with. But I feel that it's strongly affecting somebody else, or this is something in the past that you're still grappling with, which is now affecting your relationships. So, you know, if you've been let go from a job, if your partner has been let go from a job, therefore money is tight, this might be a situation that you have to work through with your partner. But just know that you have a very good card here with your subconscious, which is there's a lot of love in that relationship. Okay, so money doesn't make the world go around. Money can't buy you love. So no matter how much money you have, it's always a bonus, but it's not it doesn't dictate the relationship. Okay, so if you have less, learn to live with less. All right, I know it's like very shallow advice, and it's really hard when you're in the midst of it and you're like struggling and you're worried, but it will pass, so just let it go for now. Okay, as for your hopes and fears, I have the King of Wands, and he's shown up in the upright position here. So this is basically in terms of hopes. You're hoping for passion, you're hoping for more, and you're hoping to be in control of your situation. You're hoping to be in control of your relationships. You're hoping to be in control when you date other people. And you're hoping for honesty too, because you're coming across as somebody who's very controlled and honest and very passionate. And honesty is a huge thing with the King of Wands, and also with all fire energies. And they really do want a relationship in which the other side is honest with them. But you know, just don't deal with a Libra this month. Okay, yeah, it's not a good energy for you to be around. So I think in general, you know, for those who are in relationships, you do want control, and you do want everything to be okay, but you do want this is a very abundant energy, you know, and you do want to re-inject passion and drive and ambition into the relationship. So you're very ambitious about making things work despite everything else, all the other external problems, okay? For those who are single, you do want truth and honesty in your relationships. In your with the King of Wands though, with the kingly energy in your hopes and fears, I just feel that you do want stability. You want a long-term commitment. You're done dating around, you know. So this is an older energy, so they do want a little more stability, okay? And they've been around the block. They don't really want to play games anymore, okay? In terms of your fears, with the King of Wands, for those of you who are in a committed relationship, okay, the King of Wands might be somebody from your partner's past who might be coming back. Male or female, you know, a fire sign, so a Sagittarius, a Leo, and an Aries. So you're afraid that this person might take over, you know, where you feel like inadequate in certain sectors, and you feel this person might, I don't know, court your significant other, and you know, and then you end up losing them. But with all this poverty mentality, I would just say it's all in your head, so don't do that. And you know, he's in the upright position. I doubt he would come swooping in like that, okay? He or she, they're in the upright position, so I don't think that would likely happen. So get rid of your insecurities, okay? As for the outcome, I have the Page of Cups, and he is showing up in the reverse position. So the Page of Cups is a very young emotional energy, and I'm actually going to pull out another card, but let me go through this first. With the Page of Cups, it's more like trying to find, like, trying to inject more emotions, more feelings, more like emotional rapport in your existing relationship. And I feel, you know, like you have so much to offer here, but with this World card, and then this poverty mentality too, and then this water sign in reverse, I just feel that it's going to be hard for you to do. It's going to be hard for you to talk about, you know, deep rooted issues, therefore you're skirting the issues, okay? With him so young, and with him like in the reverse position, I feel that the important topics, the things that worry you, are not adequately discussed in your committed relationships or in your marriage, okay? And for those of you who are single and getting out there again, you feel you feel a little vulnerable and out of place, and you still feel very inadequate about getting out there and pursuing love interests, and you know, talking to people and mingling, and you know, making small talk again. You just feel really awkward and out of place, and it's a huge barrier to really getting out there. So February might not be the best time for you to do that, and just make sure that you're genuinely ready before you get out there, because you know, it's good to get out there, but make sure that emotionally you're in the right state of mind. Otherwise, it's going to cause a lot of awkwardness. And then one bad experience might ruin, you know, you for the rest of the year. So don't push yourself too hard, and have a buffer. You know, go out with a group of friends, and just know that if you're not emotionally ready, there is nothing wrong with that. And don't let others push you into doing something you're not ready, because one bad experience can actually, you know, be pretty damaging when you're feeling like this, okay? So with everything that's going on right now, I would say, you know, best to wait until next month even. So let me see about... I feel so bad for Virgos this month. Okay, so yeah, you're going to be emotionally imbalanced this month, okay? And I have the Temperance card in reverse. And there's nothing wrong with that. We go through different things at different times in our life. If you're not ready to get out and mingle, don't push yourself too hard, because this is your life, you know. But I don't want you to be mired in this self-pity, and to be worried, and to be anxious all the time, because that's very bad it's just very bad energy. So if you can get yourself out of that situation, okay, and going out would be the best way, but if you're not ready, you're not ready. Wait till a different month, okay? Wait till you feel adequate.